so spooky. I am looking forward to reading this, I think by candlelight for sure in this spooky season. Hello Tandem fandom, my name is Alexis and welcome to the Tandem Collective, where you can find the latest bookish news, releases, and tips from Team Tandem. I want to start off by saying thank you so much to Jenny, my fellow member of Team Tandem, for putting up our 5 and 5 last week. I had to take the week off due to some personal circumstances, and Jenny stepped right in and gave you not really 5, more like 15 witchy book recommendations. So thank you so much, Jenny, and I hope you all enjoyed her book recommendations. I think we're definitely going to have Jenny back on the channel, and give it a watch if you haven't yet. We are well into spooky season, so today I'm going to give you the 5 spooky Halloween books on my TBR. I got my Sanderson t-shirt here, my cat earrings on, and I'm all ready to go. The first book on my TBR I have been meaning to read in the spooky season for the last 2 years, and that is The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. This is a horror thriller, and at Tandem there are so many fans of Catriona Ward on our team, including Naomi, who is the founder of Tandem Collective. I think this is one of her favorite books of all time, certainly within the year that she read it. So this is about Ted, who I believe is blamed for the disappearance of a young girl. He's giving very Boo Radley from To Kill a Mockingbird vibes, like he is targeted and his house is the victim of pranks and harassment. He also has a young daughter and a cat named Olivia, and parts of the book come from Olivia's point of view. So I'm really excited to read this based on the high praise it has received from many people on Team Tandem, and it seems like the perfect dark, spooky read for Halloween, including a cat, which is always a bonus. The next book on my Halloween TBR is Girl, Goddess, Queen by B. Fitzgerald. You might remember that I mentioned this book in my BookFest 2023 haul video. I bought this and went to the panel with B. Fitzgerald at Waterstones Piccadilly's BookFest back in August. And as you can see, I did start the book, but then I got busy with books I had to read for work, so I'm really looking forward to picking up where I left off. This is a Hades Persephone retelling in which Persephone actually escapes down into hell where Hades is in order to avoid an arranged marriage up in Olympus. So she actually very willingly goes to Hades and the underworld in order to escape that situation. I haven't gotten very far yet. As you can see, I did start this book a little while ago, but then I had to put it down to read some books for work. One of the things I'm really looking forward to is that B. Fitzgerald, on the panel I saw with her, she said that Hades is very protective over his books, and I love any character that has the same kind of bookish obsessions that we do. So I'm looking forward to reading that with Hades. And it seems like a great fit for a Halloween read. It takes place in the underworld, after all. The next book on my Halloween TBR, I actually got a while ago from my Fairy Loot YA subscription, and it is The Ones We Burn by Rebecca Mix. It's got these lovely sprayed edges here. And this is about a witch called Ranka. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'm going to say Ranka. So Ranka is chosen as Bloodwind, which is a title given to the person that her coven chooses to become a bride in order to appease the humans. It's like a treaty bride situation. So her coven sends her to the human kingdom, but with the directive actually to kill the prince rather than marry him. Ranka is then introduced to the prince's sister, Aramis, and I believe this is a sapphic romantasy. So, which I didn't even realize until today when I was rereading the blurb for it. Fairy Loot usually includes a note from the author, and in the one for The Ones We Burn, Rebecca says that The Ones We Burn is not a gentle book, but it is, I think, a hopeful one. It's a story of magic, murder, monstrous witches, and beautiful princesses, yes, but it's also a story about healing, how it often isn't linear, and it definitely isn't easy. I'm even more excited now to read this for spooky season. It is dark, it is romantic, according to Hannah Witten, who wrote For the Wolf, and it's sapphic, so I'll be reading it by the end of this month. The fourth book on my Halloween TBR is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This book has been recommended to me since I got it a year ago in the Fairy Loot YA box. Once again, that's this edition. And a bookish friend of mine, Maria, in the US, said she read this and absolutely loved it. And more recently, a few people on Team Tandem, including Juliana, told me that they read this book and it was one of their top reads of the year. Of all of my Halloween TBR, this book might be the spookiest and darkest sounding. It's like actually sounds a little bit scary, and I'm a complete scaredy cat. I don't like horror movies and scary movies, but I can do them in books to an extent. So this is about Elspeth Spindle, and she has something in her head, trapped in her head, she calls the nightmare, and it's some kind of sentient being. Elspeth meets a highwayman, as one does, and they go on a quest together to cure their town of dark magic. But as they are on this journey, the nightmare in Elspeth's head is beginning to take over more and more, so she has to contend with that. And to further highlight how this is a perfect read for Halloween, the author letter that came with this book in the Fairy Loot box says it takes place in a place where cobblestones give way to roots and the tall, twisting houses beckon you into their courtyards, a place where glances are stolen over a flickering candle and whispers echo in a voice not quite your own. Maybe you dream of dark hallways, of mist and forest and shadow, and wonder at the things that hide in them. It sounds so spooky. I am looking forward to reading this, I think, by candlelight for sure in this spooky season. The final book on my Halloween TBR this year is Throne of the Fallen by Kerri Maniscalco. This is a highly anticipated new book from Kerri, who wrote the Kingdom of the Wicked series, and this one follows Envy, who is the brother to Wrath, who was the focus of the Kingdom of the Wicked series. In the final book of that series, Kingdom of the Feared, some of the special editions had bonus chapters from the point of view of Envy, which were super spicy and interesting, and it was kind of fun to be inside Envy's head, so I'm looking forward to that in Throne of the Fallen. I also believe that Throne of the Fallen is classed as an adult book rather than YA, which is what Kingdom of the Wicked was classed as, even though there were definitely parts that were not YA. Envy really reminds me of Loki from the Marvel Universe.
I've never met this man in my life. He's my brother. Adopted.
He's described as having like chin-length black silky hair, and he wears a lot of green and black and silver, and seems kind of hard to figure out. Like, you don't know in the last trilogy really exactly what he's thinking all the time, what his motivations and alliances truly are. So it should be very interesting to learn more about Envy in Throne of the Fallen. I'm going to bookend it there for today, but please put in the comments what's on your Halloween TBR, or if you have any recommendations for spooky books this season. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the Tandem Collective channel for more bookish content from Team Tandem. If you sign up for our newsletter at the bottom of the video description, you'll get all of our latest best opportunities for bookish creators straight to your inbox. And you can also find us on Instagram and on TikTok. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you in the next video.